God, it's a little windy out here, but we have a fun video for you today. And I know I say that every time, but today is actually kind of fun. If you don't follow me on social media or my club or my program, today is the first ever money tournament that Woodinville Sports Club has hosted. It's a 3,000 prize pool tournament, and it's an open level UTR tournament. And we've also got some crazy competition out here. Don't know how this happened, but Holden Coons, he's a recent graduate from Wake Forest. He flew out here to play. I believe he's from the East Coast. And then we have Mitch, who's the first seed. So speaking of Mitch, I play him second round after my first round. Now, my first round, I'm playing a friend of friends. I don't personally know him. I've never met him before, but he knows a lot of my tennis community here, between the 4Os and a lot of others. So he actually reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to record the match, and I said, sure, why not? We can get some clips of it. But I guess the hard part is right after that. So here's the draw right here. I'm scheduled to play at 4:30, and then my next round today against Mitch is at 6. Yeah, basically I'm going back to back. I do have to be a little bit smart about how I do this because Mitch is obviously going to just, he's going to be super competitive. We've talked about it. He's going to lock it in. So my job is to conserve as much energy as possible, which means I think I'm going to play a lot of short points. I think I'm going to go pretty big on a lot of my points. That way I'm able to just conserve energy for myself. We're about 30 minutes away from my starting time. I'm going to go check in right now. I think when Michael comes, I'll do like a quick introduction because he seems to be a viewer of the channel. Oh, hello. How are you?
Good. I got Bond to get us court 6.
Really? You wanted court 6? Damn.
No, we had court 1, but I saw visitors, so.
Okay, sure. Perfect. Well, that was Michael. He just went over there. So yeah, I guess we're gonna get on soon. So to start off the match, I think it's good to note that there's a lot of things that were running through my mind. I'm gonna try to do my best to talk through every moment of it and when it was happening. But basically at the beginning of the set, as always, I'm just trying to feel out Michael. Pause. I'm just trying to get a feel for Michael's game. Like I mentioned, he's a friend of friends. A couple of them have also spoken very highly of his game and his ground strokes. So I was a little bit wary of that. But one thing that I did have mentally prepared myself the day before was that I just wanted to go out swinging and trying to play aggressive. I've been feeling the ball really good. I've been doing a lot of hitting sessions with Mitch and a couple of other adults, and I really just want to go out there and be able to showcase it. Now, with that being said, especially for me because I'm a little bit smaller of a player, as you guys may or may have noticed, being able to produce a harder and bigger ball takes a lot more energy for me. So to start off the match, my main tactic was just to see how Michael would react to playing me. Generally when weaker players play stronger players, they tend to panic and try to overhit and try to overperform. And if that was the case, that would obviously make my life a lot easier because then he's going to just start spraying balls. The rallies won't be as long naturally. He's going to make poor decisions, and basically I just have to be steady. And what you will notice from these first few games is that it works out pretty well. I get a couple of weak shots. I'm able to step in. Once the match progresses, you will be able to tell and notice that there were definitely a lot of nerves that were getting to Michael. Spoiler alert, later in the match becomes a lot more different than what it is now. But one thing I do want to mention is that Michael does have a lot of good tactics that he's not afraid to pull off. A lot of times during this match, you'll see him trying to close off into the net. You'll see a couple times where he's trying to sneak in, and then you will see times where he really just tries to unload on the ball, trying to kind of force the situation. And I can appreciate that because, he's trying a lot of different things to try to see what's going to work against me and come out with the best result for him. I think that's a very, very big detail to note when you're trying to climb the ranks of USTA around the 4.0, 4.5 level. Honestly, even the 5.0 level, right? It's just understanding your tactics, the ones that you're comfortable with, and how you can use them to play against your opponent. Now, I'm going to let a little bit of the video play out, but what you guys are going to see is I do gain a pretty comfortable lead, and then a few things start to change. Okay, so here we are at 5-1. I'm up a couple breaks. I'm feeling pretty steady, and so far my tactic is working. Michael's creating a couple more unforced errors than he needs to. He's trying to force a situation a lot, like I mentioned before, and I'm just kind of in cruise control. Now, I do want to mention that at this point, during a changeover, I pretty much thought the set was done because Michael was already talking to me in between changeovers. He's like, wow, like, playing you is a little bit tricky. He's like, I've never had to maintain or tried to maintain a high level during the entire course of a match and still be down a couple of breaks, right? One, I appreciate the compliment, Michael, but two, I think when you're in a match and you have those thoughts, you're already putting yourself in a negative position. I mean, you're putting yourself in a tough position to win, right? You're kind of accepting your loss when you make comments like that, especially out loud to your opponent. In my mind, I was like, okay, I can fully go into cruise control and then this set will be done 6-1 or so. Now, that was on me, because what you're gonna see for the next few games is that Michael just starts absolutely unloading on the ball, and I make a couple of loose errors, and then all of a sudden the score gets a little bit dicey. Oh, you're so lazy. Yep, a little bit of a scare, but I was able to close out the set 6-3. I was just thinking to myself, okay, I can't let this match drag out more like that if he's playing like that. This is where I started thinking to myself, okay, if Michael is really going to keep playing like this, building up a lot of rhythm for himself, I will have to just start playing a more aggressive game. I can't have these points drag out because, like I said, knowing that I have to play Mitch right after this match, I think they're giving me 30 minutes of a break, I would be way too gassed. In my awful nature of being a terrible creature of habit, I basically was like, you know what? No. Let me see if he's going to continue maintaining this level. As you can see in this first game, he just completely starts unloading on shots. And so I knew at this point, okay, I have to be a lot more aggressive. I have to give a lot more. I have to start putting him in terrible positions so that he can't continue to build this rhythm. I think because I was able to make that adjustment, the set starts to go into my favor a little bit. And I'm going to let you guys take a look and watch how the rest of it plays out. But personally, I'm pretty happy with how it finished. Yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the video. All right, post-match with Sydney coming to support. We have Michael here. Oh,
Yeah. What a match.
So actually for me in the first set, like I told you a little bit, I was like, when I went up, I was like, okay, I can save some energy. Hopefully he'll start missing. And then he started ripping every ball and I was like, oh shoot, like, what do I do? He's not missing.
Just play like nothing to lose. I feel like, I don't know, it was a lot better than I expected. I came in thinking I'm gonna get double bait goal, love 40, but at some point during the first set, I felt like, oh shit, I actually may have a chance when I start whipping a bow and play loose. But
yeah.
Second set, he started playing more aggressive, and I think you started whipping a lot of forehands, and those were insane.
Yeah, I kind of like hit a point where I was like, okay, I can't conserve energy against this guy. He's not just gonna fall over. Caught me way off guard because he started taking everything early, and I was just like, oh shoot, like you took so many backhands line, sorry.
Yeah.
And that threw me off.
That threw you off.
But then I think also in the second set, I think part of why you let me rip so much was because you stopped going backhand line.
Yeah.
I think you got a little like.
I think when you started whipping forehands, I just talked to I gotta go to your backhand.
Yeah.
And then when I started just doing back and forth, like cross court, and then that's when you just like, I got stuck there. I didn't know what to do next.
Yeah.
So great tennis though. That was.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun doing that. All right, hopefully I don't get
This
crushed
guy's
by...
playing Mitch Stewart.
God.
13 UTR.
Yeah, God. Rip me, all right, pray for me.